Howdy folks, Deacon Parsons here. The topic of this video is background checks and red flag laws. I think we're going about these things wrong. Let's start with background checks. Right now, to buy a gun, an honest citizen has to fill out paperwork, submit the information to the government, and get government approval to purchase a gun. Now, what does the government do with that request? They check their files to, quote-unquote, make sure you aren't a prohibited person. Well, if the government has a list of prohibited persons, why don't they just put that list online so gun dealers and everyone else can check it? No need for non-criminals to fill out a hard copy, submit the information to the government agency, one that I'm sure we can trust to delete that information just like the law says. How about the seller just scan a comprehensive database using the same ID requirements we have now? If the buyer appears to the seller to be a U.S. citizen and are not on the prohibited database, sell the gun. Now there's an interesting thing about that form. If a non-felon makes a mistake, which the federal government calls a lie, on that form, they can be prosecuted. However, if a convicted felon lies on that form, they cannot be prosecuted because that would be against their Fifth Amendment right not to incriminate themselves. Funny how that works. Now this list has to be clean. To be listed as a criminal must require an actual conviction. No putting someone on the list from accusations only. False abuse accusations are business as usual in the divorce industry in some states. To be listed for mental reasons must require specific criteria and medical certification. The list must also include a swift and sure appeals process. Anyone erroneously put on the list must be compensated, say the cost of the appeal, damages if any, plus $10,000. Anyone illegally or maliciously putting someone on the list must face jail time. No pleas, no suspended sentence. You deny someone their rights without legal cause, you go to jail, period. Think how many government law enforcement officers can be freed up to do real law enforcement by registering the criminals. What a novel concept. You suppose it's too simple, too clean? Not enough government intrusion into everyday Americans' lives to be acceptable? Now next up are these so-called red flag laws. These are supposed to be laws that let the government come in and deny citizens their rights, specifically Second Amendment rights, if someone else thinks they might do something illegal in the future, and they do this without due process. Have the precogs from the Minority Report been found? We are already living 1984. Do we have to live every dystopian novel or movie ever made? How come we can have red flag laws for Americans, but not for illegal aliens? Quick, go take that citizen's guns with no evidence because someone drops a dime, but under no circumstances hold a known criminal illegal alien we already have in custody for ICE. Now we're already seeing abuse. In Loveland, Colorado, 16-year-old Nathan Meyers posted to social media a video of the guns that he and his mother were going to take to the shooting range. While they were there, the police showed up at his house because of an anonymous tip from the local school's Safe to Tell app. The police quickly determined that nothing was amiss. However, Nathan was suspended from school until the school could do an investigation. Apparently the word of the police department was just not enough. Now I might be old-fashioned, but I thought the punishment was supposed to come after the investigation established guilt. Where does this boy and his family go to get his reputation back? I hope a pro-Second Amendment lawyer sues the school and shuts this tyranny down quickly. Instead of setting up another system to deny constitutional rights without due process, how about we set up a system to identify people with mental illness and get them the help they need? If a family member, friends, co-workers, etc. have a concern about a person, they place themselves under oath and present their evidence to a court for review. If probable cause is found, a warrant will be issued to bring the person in for testing. If the allegations turn out to be made maliciously, those person who made it under oath will be prosecuted. We'll need to set up standard tests with credible medical personnel to see if there are mental issues that need to be addressed. If there are, and the target person does not wish to voluntarily accept treatment, then just like in a criminal trial, the target person must be taken before a jury of their peers before they can be forced into any medical treatment. Instead of giving the government a blunt instrument that is sure to be abused by anti-gun politicians and divorce lawyers, how about we create a system to identify and help people who need help? This will not only make society safer, it will have the side effect of getting a large percentage of homeless people off the streets, perhaps even treated and reintegrated into society. This is Deacon Parsons saying, keep your powder dry, love your maker, love your mate, and do what's right because it's right, and devil take the hindmost.